For centuries, the ocean has haunted our imagination, and even now, most of it remains unseen. But what if the monsters we dismissed as legend weren't myths at all? In this video, we'll discover 12 of the most extraordinary sea creatures ever recorded, 8 familiar faces from past videos, and 4 brand new entries you've never heard of. By the end, you'll see why some myths refuse to die. The first creature, said to inspire genuine fear, is Cthulhu. In the far reaches of the Pacific Ocean, beyond 13,000 feet deep, where the pressure rises above 400 atmospheres, and the water temperature drops to 36 degrees Fahrenheit. This imagined horror is said to dwell. But what if the story holds some truth? Cthulhu is described as an immense being with a head resembling an octopus, its tentacles stretching more than 300 feet. The figure is covered in scales, with wings like those of a dragon rising from its back. Its face is a cluster of tendrils, and its eyes are said to shine with a threatening green glow. The creature was first introduced in H.P. Lovecraft's tale, The Call of Cthulhu, published in Weird Tales magazine in February of 1928. Legend claims that it lies dormant in the sunken city of Acheron, somewhere in the southern Pacific Ocean, near latitude 47 degrees 9 minutes south. But could something like this actually exist? To this day, people have explored less than 0.001% of the deep ocean floor, about the size of the state of Rhode Island. Marine experts estimate that the seas hold between 700,000 and 1 million species, with roughly 2/3 still unknown. Giant squids live between depths of about 1,000 to 3,000 feet, and only 8 adult colossal squids have ever been formally recorded. In April of 2025, cameras captured the first verified footage of a colossal squid at a depth of just under 2,000 feet. These waters lie within one of the least studied regions of the sea. So, could Cthulhu be real, while the monster itself is a fictional invention of Lovecraft? The truth remains that the deep ocean hides secrets we have not yet uncovered. With nearly all of the seafloor still unexplored, and with new species of giant cephalopods still being found even now, the possibility of unknown creatures dwelling in the abyss cannot be dismissed. If legends like Cthulhu blur myth and mystery, what about creatures we know once swam the seas, yet still spark modern sightings? One of the most intriguing creatures on this list is El Gran Maja. This enormous sea monster only began appearing in online discussions a few years ago, yet it has already become the focus of countless theories and digital age folklore. Based on witness claims and concept art shared online, El Gran Maja is said to stretch over 2,200 feet in length. Its head is massive, lined with rows of razor-sharp teeth, and marked by 6 small white eyes set along either side. It is rumored to dwell in the far reaches of the Arctic Ocean, hidden in the coldest, darkest depths. The first whispers of its existence surfaced when strange underwater sounds were recorded in the Arctic. While some dismissed them as shifting ice, others were convinced they had heard the call of something unknown. One of the most retold accounts involves an alleged deep-sea expedition that captured the shadow of a colossal form drifting past the camera lens. Does El Gran Maja exist? There's no evidence in the scientific record, but our instinctive fear of the unknown, of deep ocean sounds and shadowy shapes, keeps this legend alive as one of the most haunting creations of the internet era. But not all sea dangers are new inventions of the internet. Some legends trace back centuries, only later softened for children's tales. Number 10 brings us to one of folklore's most enduring figures, the mermaid, or Siren. Many picture the softened storybook version, a beautiful woman with a shimmering tail, singing from a rock and longing for love. But the earliest legends were far darker. In Norse and Celtic seafaring traditions, mermaids were feared as dangerous beings who used their entrancing voices to lure sailors to doom. Their songs could pull ships off course, dash them against jagged rocks, and make entire crews vanish. In those days, they were called sirens. Far from the gentle image we know now, they were described with razor-sharp teeth, ghostly pale skin, long claws, and glowing eyes. Few realize that in the oldest myths, sirens had no fishtails at all. They were often depicted as half woman, half bird. Over centuries, this image blended with the sea maiden archetype, giving us the hybrid mermaid of today. Modern culture has largely softened their image, Disney's The Little Mermaid being a prime example. But some films have revisited their eerie origins, such as the horror feature The Siren, 2016, and the unsettling The Lighthouse, 2019. Do mermaids exist? Science says no. Yet sailor tales, unexplained vanishings, and strange footage from from beneath the waves keep the legend alive. But while sirens haunted the seas of old, some predators ruled waters far stranger and far deadlier. Another of the most astonishing creatures in our lineup is the Titanoboa. Picture a snake as long as 2 buses. This prehistoric predator could reach 50 feet in length and weigh more than a ton. It lived about 60 million years ago, shortly after the extinction of the dinosaurs, in the tropical swamps of what is now Colombia. In that environment, Titanoboa was not just another predator, it was the undisputed ruler. Scientists believe it fed on large fish, turtles, and possibly even juvenile crocodiles. It didn't kill with venom. It overpowered prey with such crushing force that a spine could be broken in moments. This massive serpent was only identified in 2009, when fossilized vertebrae, some as large as a human head, were unearthed in a coal mine. Today, a full reconstruction of its skeleton can be seen at the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C., and online. As with many extinct giants, theories about its survival still circulate. Did Titanoboa really exist? Yes, it was a living, breathing apex predator of the ancient swamps. And the most unsettling thought is that something like it could still be hiding deep in the Amazon. If the swamps of ancient Colombia could hide something so vast, imagine what could still be lurking in waters few have ever seen. Number 8 introduces us to Japan's ominous sea monk, Umibozu, a giant said to appear when a storm ends, but the calm that follows is more unsettling than the storm itself. Japanese fishing tales warn that if the water suddenly stills and a wall of fog rolls in, Umibozu may be near. Rising from the surface, enormous and without a face, he is often seen only as a dark silhouette. Some describe him with arms, others as nothing more than a massive head. Either way, he can sink a vessel with one movement. In some stories, if a sailor dares to speak, he will demand a bucket. Give him a regular one, and he'll use it to flood the ship. The only chance of survival is to hand him a bucket without a bottom, buying precious moments to get away. Accounts vary on his scale. Some say he's as tall as a mast, others as large as a mountain. Today, Umibozu still appears in anime, horror manga, and video games. His arrival always signals one thing: stillness with intent. Is he real? Science says no, but when the sea goes quiet and the air stands still, Japanese sailors remember the name Umibozu. Some mysteries are seen, others are only heard, and those sounds can shake our understanding of what might be below. Few ocean mysteries have stirred more speculation than the bloop. First, detected in 1997, it wasn't just an odd noise. It was, to many, a possible signal from a massive creature hidden far beneath the waves. The sound was so loud that underwater sensors over 3,000 miles apart recorded it. At first, scientists couldn't identify it. It didn't match any known animal call or human-made sound. Interestingly, its location was not far from the fictional site of Relié, the sunken city of Cthulhu, from H.P. Lovecraft's stories. That detail alone fueled endless theories. Was the bloop the awakening cry of something ancient and colossal? Official research now points to an icequake, the fracturing of a glacier deep underwater. Yet some cryptid enthusiasts and UFO researchers remain unconvinced, believing it could have been the voice of a creature beyond our imagination. Whether the bloop belongs to a living being or not, one thing is certain: it captured imaginations across the globe and reminded us that the ocean may still hold secrets we're not ready to face. From the vast sound of the bloop to the icy silence of the Antarctic, the ocean keeps its strangest shapes well hidden. Number 6 leads us to the icy legend of the Ningen, a figure that seems designed to live in the corners of our imagination. It is described as having a vast, white body, long limbs, and no discernible face, something that feels born from a dream set in the frozen emptiness of Antarctica. Reports began in Japan during the 2000s, when fishermen claimed to see human-like forms gliding beneath the ice. From there, the Ningen entered internet legend and online forums with descriptions of a creature up to 98 feet long, entirely white and humanoid in outline, but lacking a mouth, eyes, or any expression at all. The story took shape through articles in Japanese paranormal magazines, and some research vessel crews reported strange sightings. A single blurry photograph, said to show the Ningen, sparked a wave of online videos, theories, and mock documentaries. What makes the tale so compelling is the complete absence of proof. No remains, no DNA samples, no clear photographs, and yet, perhaps that's what gives it power. The creature is said to appear in the waters around Antarctica, a region still largely unknown. Is the Ningen real? Most likely not, but as a story, it continues continues to spread and unsettle, which may make it more enduring than truth itself. We've reached the halfway point. So far, which of these creatures would you least want to meet in the depths? Share your pick in the comments. Our next creature needs little introduction: the megalodon, an ancient shark that could grow up to 60 feet in length. Its bite could crush a car, and its teeth were as large as a grown man's hand. If one swam close, you wouldn't hear a thing until it was far too late. Legends say it hunted whales, dolphins, and even rival sharks. Nothing in the ocean could challenge it. Fossilized teeth and pieces of its spine have been found on nearly every continent, from Europe to Australia, and especially along the coasts of the United States, Peru, and Japan. Some teeth are so well preserved they look almost new, which fuels the question, what if it's still alive? The name megalodon literally means giant tooth, and it fits. A single tooth could measure up to 7 inches long. Today, the megalodon is a pop culture staple, featured in films, games, and mock documentaries. Many still wonder if something vast and ancient hides in the deep. Did it really exist? Absolutely, and perhaps that's why it remains one of the most terrifying predators the ocean has ever known. Myths can span the whole planet, like the serpent that, if legends are true, already wraps around it. Next on our list is Jörmungandr, a sea serpent so massive that legends say he wraps around the entire earth and bites his own tail. In Norse legend, he's more than a monster. He's the son of Loki and sibling to Hel and Fenrir. He doesn't drift endlessly beneath the waves. He waits, because when he rises, it signals Ragnarok, the Norse end of the world. On that final day, he and Thor will face each other. Thor will strike the killing blow, but only manage 9 steps before collapsing from the serpent's venom. This tale didn't appear without reason. For centuries, coastal Norwegians spoke of massive serpents in the sea, and even into the 1800s, some Icelanders insisted they saw something, a serpent as long as a village. Today, Jörmungandr appears in games like God of War and Assassin's Creed, but in legend, he's more than a snake. He's an unstoppable force of ruin. Does he truly exist? Certainly not. Yet, the thought of something silently encircling us while we remain unaware, that's a kind of fear that feels far too real. But danger doesn't always come with a roar. Some say the ocean itself can swallow without a sound. Few speak of it openly, yet along certain coasts, fishermen still whisper the name, sea eater. It comes without splash or warning. It simply appears. Descriptions tell of a massive, shadow-like shape with smooth skin, much like that of a seal, no eyes, just a vast, unbroken mouth that spans half its head. Some claim it's the length of a bus, others say far larger. The earliest accounts come from old seafaring tales in Scandinavia and the far north of Canada. Fishermen told of vessels that vanished on calm seas. No disturbance, no sound, just still water, and then nothing. The sea eater is not described as vengeful or frenzied. Instead, it rises beneath a boat, and in an instant, the vessel is gone, as though the ocean itself chose not to give it back. Today, the sea eater drifts on the edge of modern folklore, appearing in scattered fan theories, obscure forum threads, and small independent films. Almost no one claims to have truly seen it. Those who do rarely share more than the name. Is it real? Likely not. But the ocean holds regions so deep that light has never touched them, and if something waits there, it knows how to be patient. And where there's one lake monster, there's often another, though this next one lives thousands of miles from its famous cousin. Next comes perhaps the most famous of lake legends, the Loch Ness monster. Known affectionately as Nessie, it is said to dwell in the deep waters of Loch Ness in Scotland. Reports over the years describe a massive animal, up to 10 meters long, with a dark, leathery hide and a long, flexible neck, somewhere between a prehistoric reptile and a giant serpent. Witnesses have claimed its head resembles that of a snake or crocodile, and a few accounts even mention fins. The earliest recorded story dates back to the year 565, when Saint Columba, an Irish monk, reportedly confronted a large creature in a river feeding the loch. In 1933, the legend leapt into modern fame with the so-called surgeon's photo, an image that quickly became one of the most debated in history. Years later, it was revealed to be a hoax, but public fascination endured. Despite extensive searches and scientific expeditions, Nessie remains unproven. Does she exist? Each person must decide for themselves. But what's certain is that the legend continues to draw curiosity and mystery to Loch Ness. Scotland's Nessie may get the headlines, but Canada's own lake monster has stories just as strange. And finally, number 1 takes us to Canada's own Stone Lake legend, Ogopogo, a Canadian tale born from the deep waters of Lake Okanagan. Descriptions paint it as a long, serpent-shaped animal with smooth, dark skin, a small head shaped somewhat like a horse's, and a sinuous, curved body. Some accounts say it can stretch up to 49 feet in length. The origin of the story reaches back to the traditions of the Syilx people. In their belief, a spirit named Anha Ayetk lived within the lake and required offerings from travelers to ensure safe crossing. Over the years, the spirit's tale transformed into the modern legend of Ogopogo. The first widely reported sighting occurred in the early 1900s. In 1926, several witnesses claimed they saw a strange form moving in the water. Since then, reports have continued. Grainy photographs, unsteady video clips, and first-hand accounts. Ogopogo is often referred to as Canada's version of the Loch Ness monster. In the city of Kelowna, a playful statue of the creature stands by the shore, drawing curious visitors. Some think Ogopogo might be a massive fish, or even a surviving relic from a prehistoric age. Scientists generally attribute sightings to waves, tricks of light, or drifting logs. Is Ogopogo real? There's no confirmed evidence, but perhaps one day someone will record something that leaves no room for doubt. We began by asking, what if the monsters we dismissed as legend were real? Now you've seen 12 that make you wonder. Which one still haunts you? Share your thoughts below and subscribe so you're here when we uncover the next secret the ocean refuses to give up.